Welcome to Money Watch. Chris, can you explain to us what renewable energy is and what it entails?
Thank you so much for having me on the show. It's great to be here.
Yeah.
So renewable energy basically is any form of energy that is sustainable and basically cannot run out like the sun. It also involves clean energy, which comes from natural resources, vis-a-vis the sun, plants, and various other forms of energy that is sustainable and that cannot be depleted.
Yeah. Cool. Now, can you say Zambia as a country is well on course to embrace usage of renewable energy? If yes, give examples, and if not, what gaps do you see and how can you bridge them?
Well, Zambia generally has been highly reliant on hydropower, and we've been existing using hydropower to run our economy, our clinics, our homes. But due to effects of climate change and global warming, these factors have impacted greatly on our country and have led to us engaging in various forms of energy to mitigate this energy gap. So renewable energy is playing a role in Zambia by providing power for homes, for hospitals, for clinics, for schools, and for various other forms in the industry, and also playing cardinal roles in farming. So yes, we have reached a certain stage where we're embracing it because we've had adverse effects of climate change and global warming. So as a country, yes, we are getting into that stage where we need to embrace it so that it assists us in various forms of our livelihoods.
Right. Now, when we look at the country's energy needs, you've said that we actually have been very highly reliant on hydropower generation, the capacity of which depends on the water levels, that subsequently depends on the amount of rainfall during a particular time. Now, with climate change posing a threat to the global environment, what initiatives have you embarked on to increase focus on renewable energy use? And I'd like you to focus on initiatives that are aligned towards the regulator, the authorities being government, and also initiatives that are aligned towards the consumer.
So government is playing a critical role in this sector because through the regulator, the Energy Regulation Board, they are putting in steps to ensure that the right equipment is brought into the country, high quality equipment is brought into the country, and also ensuring that tax rebates for suppliers of this equipment are able to procure this equipment from different countries and ensure that the cost is lower. So solar equipment ideally has no tax to it. Okay. So I think you find that when this equipment is imported into the country, it's less expensive and more affordable to the public. So government is playing a crucial role in that sector, and then quasi-government institutions like ERB are also playing their role by regulating the industry and ensuring that the right equipment is purchased and high quality equipment is also provided. So I think government is playing its role to the regulator and also through offering tax rebates for equipment. And as suppliers and installers, we are passing this off to the consumers at a lower cost for them to enjoy and have access to off-grid and grid power in terms of solar and other forms of energy that are sustainable.
Yeah, you mentioned the regulator such as ERB. Now, is there a standard, minimum standard as to the type of equipment or solar or renewable energy equipment that we import or different suppliers are importing on the market? And if there is there, how active are they in trying to make sure that such high quality equipment or minimum standard is being enforced?
So there is a license that you have to acquire from the Energy Regulation Board, which ensures that you abide by certain regulations. So this equipment obviously has warranties from manufacturers and suppliers. So in terms of the condition of the equipment, as the equipment is arriving, the regulators are always on standby to have site inspections, also just unwarranted top-up checks For instance, they can come to your office and check what you have and what quality is it of international quality, also ISO standards. So they're playing a role also in inspections and also ensuring with the ZRA that equipment is not just being dumped into the country from various places, but ensuring that this equipment is of standard. Without this license, obviously you can't operate, and you know that there are a lot of factors that can impede you if you're actually supplying equipment that is not of the right quality. So they are playing their role as a regulator to ensure that they do inspections and also monitor the equipment that's going out to the public. And also with organizations such as Zambia Bureau of Standards, you find that also with the international community, the ISO standards that equipment has, whether it's batteries, there are certain levels of equipment that enter the country, and they're able to check and ensure that the right equipment is entering the market and that people are able to have value for what they're purchasing. So they're playing their role as a regulator to ensure that the right equipment is on the market and it's of standards with other partners such as ZABS and also ISO regulated equipment.
Right, interesting. Now, renewable energy itself has a role to play in the growth of an economy, especially like the likes of Zambia. What key role would you point at that renewable energy itself is playing in various sectors of the economy?
That's a very brilliant question. Of late, obviously, globally, even with this pandemic, there's a high cost of food in the country at the moment. Renewable energy is playing a critical role in farming by increasing the food basket, by providing clean, potable water for our farmers across the country. And it's also ensuring that, as I was mentioning, it's playing a critical role in farming across the country. Whether it's your irrigation for your farming blocks in areas like Mukushi, it's playing a critical role to ensure that we grow our soybeans, we grow our maize, and we mitigate the food crisis that's been happening in Africa. We've been having droughts the past couple of years, but renewable energy through solar is playing a way by ensuring that we are able to use our water table through the use of submersible pumps, and also through solar river water extraction by using our body resources to actually extract water and grow our crops. So it's playing a vital role in the industry, in the farming industry. And it's also mitigating the energy gap in small scale and large scale businesses by providing power in areas where we've had power situations, load shedding. It's mitigating in a way by providing backup systems. Another way, it's helping the economy through communication. We're able to communicate right now because several areas are using backup systems to charge the phones, charge the laptops, and ensure that organizations, whether medium or small scale, are able to function. And also in our clinics, in our schools, our kids are also children. These days, heavily reliant on ICTs, information technology, and all these forms of equipment need to be powered in one way or another. So solar and renewable energy is playing a critical role to mitigate all these energy gaps by providing power to these various economic streams that are helping us live our lives in a sustainable way.
Yeah, no, the whole world has been affected by the coronavirus pandemic in one way or another. Now, some countries shut down, whereas we went into a partial lockdown as Zambia. This meant or still means that households are consuming more power and spending more on power. As an expert, how have you and your network of experts tapped into this potential market as you come to the aid of, say, the households?
So with the households, we're encouraging them to also just go back to the basics. With this pandemic happening right now, I think everyone is trying to save money, and our tariffs have increased over the past years to also make the industry more competitive, because the increase in tariffs is also providing other forms of energy to get into the industry and play their role. We've had low tariffs for quite some time. Um,